your needs. And what are your needs to us? You want it faster, you want it better, you want it more efficient because you don't want to
Absolutely.
waste time with
No,
us, right?
no, I
And
don't
if
want to
we
wait at all. I
time,
don't know. I can't bear
yes,
with that.
and if we waste time, we're losing productivity. And when we improve ourselves, it means that we are contributing so much to enabling business, the business climate in Jamaica, and also to making your lives better in accessing the services that you need to do whatever it is that you need it for. So there's no silver bullet to get into best service, but we are working assiduously to transforming our services so that we can, improve on our global competitiveness and achieve a vision 2030, which is to make Jamaica, I think everybody know it now, the place of choice to live, work, raise families,
Families.
and do business. So the mission and what drives us at the public sector and transformation and modernization division is transformation and modernization. It's in our name. That's what we do. We work by capacitating and building the capabilities of the ministries, departments, and agencies of government so that we can assist them in providing on the priorities of government, meeting government's targets and policies, and at the same time providing the best and the highest quality services to our citizens and anybody who wants to do business in Jamaica, right? And so we're coming down to gov.jm.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ways in which we can modernize is through the use of technology. As you said earlier on, COVID provided opportunities for us to utilize technology a little bit more so that we can access these services. And so in using the technology, we're creating greater efficiencies and better accessibility. So instead of going out there to expose ourselves, and with little disruption, we are able to provide a service to you. And so we embarked on developing gov.jm. It is the singular gateway through which all of government information and services is provided. And that's a singular. I mean, when you go on the website, when you go on the World Wide Web,
Mm-hmm.
almost all ministries, departments, and agencies have their website.
That's
If
true.
you don't know their addresses, you're going to be searching the global space to find a Ministry of National Security. You're going to be searching to find that. And what we have done is put a platform in place that you go to gov.jm, gov.jm,
Mm-hmm.
and just put that, and all of the government services and the information around those services can be accessed through that one portal. So instead of knocking at everybody's door and searching to find the information, you just go to that one place and get
Well, let me
that
stick
information.
let me interrupt you just quickly because question coming in already, and which is why I love the audience. Just like Miss Carice Blake. Thank you so much, Carice, for your question. Really appreciate it. She's saying, would this portal be more efficient than going to the offices? If the processing time, well, it seemed like she didn't get to finish typing her question before, but I guess the first half of the question is, would this portal be more efficient than going to the offices?
Definitely, most definitely. And Miss Richards will be talking to us more about that. We did this before COVID. This was launched, our first phase was launched in 2017. So we knew that the people of Jamaica needed to be able to access service better. We don't want it to be walking up and down trying to find information. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we're trying to do through that portal is to provide all the information that you need to access a service. Because we know, Vaughn, that sometimes you go to one entity, them tell you a piece of the information, you go to another, you get another piece, and you're going back and forth and all over the place trying to get this one service. So you go online, you will get that one place. You go to that one place, you find what you want. You can either look for the service or look for the entity. And Trina will walk us through that.
Well, let me before I jump to Trina real quick. So you're on deck, Trina. Soon come to you. But the question that comes to me right away is that, okay, you say I don't have to walk and knock door to door or visit each individual website to try and find information that I need. But why I feel like if I go on gov.jm, I'm going to see a lot of information. How is it curated so that I am able to find what I want in an easier way, as opposed to seeing a whole lot of information coming at me all at once?
So that is actually my area, though, Vaughn.
All right, sure, great.
The whole development of the GOG portal and how it is categorized was my project in particular. So that's exactly what we wanted to make sure, is that we had to categorize the website in a way that people would be able to simply understand where they would find that information. Currently, and I was hoping to do a demo, but I noticed that you have disabled the sharing of the screen.
I have. Let me ask my technical team and give Trina the ability to share her screen so we can do a live demo, which would be fantastic. I'll just give him a moment, so hopefully that should happen in a minute. So you can keep with the explanation on the same. Continue.
Right. So what we had done was to look at how the different customers will be categorized. So where we started was resident, business, non-resident. And those were the three main categories that we think that most persons would fit into one of those categories. Most of the services that we provide to customers would fit into those high-level categories. And then we looked at the subcategories, looking like for passport identification, taxes, paying fines, import, export, voter information. We have several different subcategories underneath each of those. And then under that, we word the questions in a way that we're not pointing you to an entity per se. We're pointing you to the question you'd have: boy, I want to renew my driver's license. Where I got to renew my driver's license? And that's exactly how it's worded. I want to renew my driver's license. And when you click on that, it takes you to the place where you get the information on how to renew your driver's license. And that's what our intention is, to get you to where you want to get to. With all the information, if there's a transaction service already online, get you to that transaction service online within 3 clicks that you get to that. So somebody had asked you before if doing it online is going to be way efficient. It has been proven that digital services way more efficient than you having to get up in the morning, get ready, drive in the traffic, go and stand up in a line, sit down there for hours, sometimes in government agencies, wait, and then spend 5 minutes at the window to actually get the transaction done. Think about it. That 5 minutes could have been done at your house, sitting down at your convenience, 24/7, anytime, and carrying out that transaction without all that other unproductive time that you spend getting there, sitting there, and waiting. So that is where we are right now.
So let me ask you this: gov.jm is up now. People can visit the website now?
Sure has. It was launched in August 2017. Currently, it has mainly the priority services. It doesn't have all the services. We're working to get to that point. And I'm going to explain a little bit why we don't have all the services. As you're aware, we have around 200 MBs, right? Yeah. And we have a lot of services provided. We are trying to get currently right now a catalog of all the services across government. So we are reaching out to all the MDs to give us the information on what services they're doing and where they are in the process of automating these services. Because if they're not automated or in some kind of digital format, we cannot link to them. So we are getting that information right now in something we're calling a service readiness assessment tool. And once we get to gather that information, we'll be able to assess all the services that exist, what they are, what is online, and be able to give you more links and information about the business process. Because Carleen had mentioned, part of your time is spent finding out, what do I need to really get this service done? What documents do I need to carry? Because you have a lot of people coming from country, come the one time on they reach, you go, no, you have to come with this document. So it's another trip you have to go and make and come back in again to go and do that. We want to avoid all of that. This thing is all, the gov.jm is also accessible from your phone. So while we may not have internet penetration right across the island right now, using a PC or a tablet or something like that, it's accessible on your cell phone. And we know that Jamaica has over 100% penetration by cell phone. Most phones nowadays take with smartphone. It is responsive. You can use it on there and get all the information you need. So sometimes before you leave, if you want to check on a service that you're going to go and do, just check on there, see what is there, what documents, make sure that you have everything. Some of the other things we want to go and do is making sure the MD is standardized on how they provide you this information. Because you go on one site and it's provided you a different way, you go on another site and then it's confusing. So we're going to standardize on that. So there's a lot of work here to be done, but that is where we are right now.
All right. Comment here coming from David Yeesing saying he likes your explanation. So yeah, it seems like you're on the right track, Trina, so keep it up. So I would like us to go and see if we can get into the demo real quick, see if we can queue that up and try to just, we're not necessarily spend a whole lot of time on it, but let's see if we can queue it up so persons can have a better appreciation of what exactly gov.jm looks like and functionality and all of that.
So are you now seeing my screen?
Not yet. Not yet, not yet,
No.
not yet. Okay. Right.
Are you seeing it now?
Yes, we are seeing it now. Fantastic.
Okay. Still seeing
Yes.
it?
Yes, we're seeing it now.
Okay. All right. So I was already on the site, but I want to show you how simple it is. You go on there, type gov.jm, enter, and you're on the site. Right? As I had mentioned before, that our categories, our high-level categories.
Something has changed. You're not seeing it as we were seeing it clearly a while ago, but something changed now. The view has changed to something else.
Well, the view has changed.
If we could maybe start over, I don't quite know.
To try and see if I can stop sharing.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing it now.
You seeing it now?
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
All right, you seeing it now clearly?
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Yes, yes.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing 1 second and share back again.
Right, so we can see it already looks nice and attractive from the outset. Government of Jamaica, gov.jm.
Right, so you're seeing it clearly now. Okay.
Information clearly. I was seeing
right.
it good now. Nice picture of it. Looks like New Kingston with
this is New Kingston. I must say it was a lovely picture. We got it from somebody that took this photograph and we thought it was a perfect picture to start off the page. So as it states, the gateway to government information and services. And the categories that I had mentioned was resident, business, non-resident, government, because we also have government information we want to give you, which is again, high-level government information, because we are not trying to give you government news. We know that's GIS.
That's where we come in. That's where we come in.
That's exactly where you come in. So you're all over this page as well, right? As you notice, you're here, and there are several other links in here to get to your page. And Visit Jamaica, we could not leave off Visit Jamaica. I mean, that's our prime thing. So we had to have that on there. So I'm just going to go over the home page and then I'll go to the different links. So this is home page where you can scroll down. And we had somebody called quick links. So on the quick links here, you have like GIS with the COVID information, apply for your passport online. And we tried to make these links, the links that we thought people primarily want information. And this key one, COVID-19 here, we put on there when the COVID started March last year. And because we knew that persons were going to be looking for this information, we knew we had to put a quick link on here. I can tell you, based on usage and our Google Analytics, since the pandemic, people looking for information or usage spiked between March and May last year in 2020. And it has not really gone down. We used to average around 3,000 users per month. Now we're averaging like around 11,000 users per month. But we want to improve on that. We want more people using it, but not a lot of people don't even know it is here. So that's what we're trying to get across here now. So you have apply online and you click on these links, it takes you directly to where you need to go. We should know that you can now apply for your adult passport online without having to go to PICA. To renew your adult, this is to renew, not to get it brand new. Totally online, end to end, and you can get it courier service to you, right? So these are the things we're trying to improve and get online. That's one of them. The National Business Portal is now going to handle all the business. This is mainly done by JAMPRO. And this is going to handle all our business, foreign direct investment, both as well as local investment as well. And we want to make sure that people who want to invest in Jamaica or have any additional investment, that they have a single point of entry to go to where you can start from, okay, I want to build a hotel. What do I have to do from beginning to end? You'll have this one entry point. But you may not remember, the National Business Portal it is. You're going to remember gov.jm. And that's what we want to make it simple. You just remember gov.gm and you, oh yes, it's a national business portal. I can start there. We have a few other things that we categorize, as I mentioned, the categories: taxes, motor vehicle services, invest in doing business, children, youth, import, government things. You can scroll through the initial homepage to see an area that may have the topic that you're looking for. Or you can go, oh, I'm a resident. Let me look and see on the resident page what is over here. Again, we put the main quick links for categories or for links that people know when to use on a regular basis at high level of transactions. So you want to apply for a birth certificate. We know a lot of people want to apply and get a copy of their birth certificate. Don't have to remember, who is it again? RGD is what they need, register, where they are, what it is. You come here, you find out what is it you need. The form is right here. This is also online. You can do this as well and get a copy of your birth certificate also mailed to you as well. There are a few delays here now for international and stuff, but these are things you didn't even need to know that you needed to go to RGD. Right. I've had friends call me, from abroad, in the US, UK and stuff. Where can I find this thing here? I tell them, go to gov.gm, click on the birth certificate, and they go and they fill out the form and it's delivered to them. So it's fairly simple. As I said before, not all services are here. So we have the same thing for business. You scroll down, you have the different categories that pertain to each one. Business, the same thing. You have the Jamaica Trade Information Portal. You also have the Jamaica Single Window for Trade. That's out here as well. All electronic, all transactions online. Non-residents want to get a work permit. They want to apply for and renew their passport as well. And you have the different links.
You have that platform for donations where my immediate thought is National Education Trust, rather. Place like if you want to make a donation through, many people might not necessarily know it, you can make a donation to your school or any institution that education and so on. You can go through the National Education Trust to do that. But that's just me spitballing. What exactly does that donation stuff mean? Speak to.
So when you go here, the trust that this particular one is for the Education Trust.
Okay, I guess they're right.
It is distinctive for the Education Trust, and we know we have several more. So there's actually, you actually brought up a good point on there, because we know we have a lot of things that we need to donate to. It's taking a little longer. Maybe my internet, because I'm on the Zoom, is taking a little long because it's bringing up some visual information on there as well. But I want to also show you that these categories are clickable. All of these categories are clickable. So when you click on this is Jamaica. It carries you to another page that lists all the different type of things you may be looking for. Jamaica Tourist Board, the travel authorization for tourists now that they have to do when they're coming into the country. It will take you directly there. You don't have to go and search. What is it again I need to do when I go into Jamaica? What is that travel authorization? You come to gov.gm, and it tells you travel authorization for tourism. A lot of people also don't know that the immigration card is now also online. So that card, you sit down on the plane that they hand out to you on the plane, and you have to write it up and stuff. You can get it on your phone and fill it in before you come in, from the night before if you want to. It's right there, the C5 immigration card, and you can fill that out. And when you come to the airport, you can go to the kiosk without having to join a line. So it cuts down on that time that you're spending through the airport.
All right, so you can so that means you can go ahead of time and do the immigration and citizenship and all that before you come in. I guess before you're going or coming out, save yourself some time. And it's safe to the PICA website, and that's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have the government page as well. And you don't want people to go there and browse, because there's a lot of information, a lot of stuff out here. You may find what you want and you may not. But if you don't, I want to point out there's a feedback button on here. Right. Because we want to get your feedback. Yeah. Scroll at the bottom and there's a feedback. Click on here.
Exactly where I was going next.
Yes. So I know a lot of times people go out there and they may get frustrated because they didn't see it, and then they don't put enough information to let us know what is it you were looking for. We want to know, what were you looking for, why you're frustrated or you say you didn't get it, right? So in the comment box, please include that information, right? So this way we can go and look, oh, there's a service that you didn't get. Let us see what entity does that. Let's see where they are with their automation, bringing it online. Maybe we can integrate it into the portal and so on. So this is where we are right now. And as I said, Plans are to add more search features, a chatbot, give you some AI where you can interact with the site, putting more social media links on there and stuff like that, e-participation, all those things are
Man,
where
and some
we're
more JIS videos and radio programs and so on, and more JIS related things. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, I tell you, we have the link, Yeah, man, we have the link for you guys, See it right there?
Yeah, okay.
And we have the link all over.
I'm sure I see you will be very happy about that.
Can't leave it because you're important. We're not doing what you're doing in any way. This is just to the information about the services. We're not giving necessarily news per se, right? That's not the intention of this. If you look at how Singapore did their site, they kind of separated it after a while, where the things, the transactional stuff that citizens and non-citizens and persons want to do, you kind of separate that environment to the news part. So it's not something that we want to overlap necessarily. I mean, there may be some overlapping thing because when things go online, you talk about it, and which is good. The more we talk about it, the more people know that it's there, right? So it works in tandem with each other. We work with each other.
So let me ask you this though. Now, I mean, it's been up since 2017. You say, all right, do you have, based on your analytics, are there any topics that people search for more than others? Information that people have been accessing more than others to get a sense that gives you a sense of what the people are looking for as they access the site?
Well, right now we don't have it because it's only like one click. Like if you go here and click on birth certificate, I won't know that you actually click on that icon. We're trying to get it where it actually will tell us what granular it is, because the idea here is for 1 to 3 clicks and you're where you want to get to. So what it will tell me in the analytics is that the person went to the home page, right? But I won't see exactly what they clicked on. Now, if they click on one of these and then they click on one of the other sites, and I'll be able to know. But motor vehicle services, passport, travel to and from Jamaica is one that has really gone up, right? Because everybody's looking at that. Taxes, these 3 up here are some major ones that we know. Because once you click on these, then we'll see that information that they have gone to that area. So we know that these are high transactional areas: taxes, motor vehicle service, identification, passport, and stuff like that. Import, exports, and stuff like that.
Can you tell me, do you have an idea of how many persons, I guess, relative to comparing the persons inside of the country, do we have many persons in the diaspora checking things out as well?
Oh yes, we have quite a few people from the US, the UK, Australia, all over the world actually. But the main ones that we see in the analytics is US and UK and Canada. Those are the 3 main ones. But then we have I see some countries out there I've never heard of.
Okay.
So
I have a quick question here from Tashara Christie. Again, Tashara, thank you so much for your question. She's asking, is there a link to highlight each parish, not just for Kingston/Montego Bay on the island? It could be a tab under the Visit Jamaica tour, under the Visit Jamaica section. Tourists will be able to view happenings in each parish. So I suspect this is more like a suggestion to give you an idea of, even though, to maybe perhaps go even further into the Visit Jamaica site or so on. But I mean, anyway, that's enough talking from Vaughn. Let me let you respond to that.
I'm going to tell you what the limitation is now, because this is a Government of Jamaica portal. We can't promote private sector things. Right? So everything has to be pertaining to government. So anything on here, I can't have a link to a promotional event being put on by a private sector company on this web page. It's a government web page. So I only can put things in here that government related. So if you notice, the actual attractions I have on here are all government attractions.
Okay.
There's nothing promoting anything else apart from, so I'm not promoting Chucka Cove or any of those things on here.
Okay.
Right, but you have a link to Tourist Board, which will do all of that for you.
All right, well, there you go, Tasha. Once you get to the Visit Jamaica, the Tourist Board section, hopefully that can provide you with a bigger breakdown.
Right. Tourist Board there,
I guess the objective here is to point you in the right direction so that you can begin, so you know where to go. So you're not starting from scratch when it comes to starting what I'm making a decision as to what you want to do. I want to bring Carleen back into the conversation quickly. Carleen, now, from your perspective from within the office, now, satisfied with what you're seeing, and I guess the object, just restate for me again the overall objective and the end goal insofar as connecting members of the public with the services of the government and making them giving them a better appreciation of what you're trying to do with that with an initiative such as this?
Right. So Trina would have taken us through all of what it is that the gov.jm portal is doing. And this is part of Vaughan and Facebook. This is just one of the initiatives, one of the modernization initiatives that we are doing. We are working with a myriad of entities to improve their services. And let me give you one. The electronic business registration form, Companies Office of Jamaica, we worked with them. And if you were at any time trying to register a business or register your business name, you would know that you'd have to go to about 5 entities just to register that business name. You'd have to go to NHT, join them line and get somebody stamp a little paper. You'd have to go to NIS and you have to go to, and you know, all of these places and HEART and all of these places to get information. Then you go into Companies Office of Jamaica and sit in there for hours, waiting to be seen to fill out a form. And if there's an issue with your form, you find that you have to come back into the office or your application gets rejected. That was an issue that the Companies Office had. They had the highest rejection rate of applicants for their business names and for registering a business. What we have done with the EBRF is using technology, we have reviewed that process. We've reduced it from visiting all of these entities to just going to Companies Office of Jamaica. And you can get your certificate in less than 2 days or within 2 days now. And the rejection rate has reduced dramatically. What I'm saying is, it took us time to get from one place to the next. From point A to Z was not instant. It is continuous work. And what we are doing here with gov.jm is to highlight that these services do exist and where they are, and to enable other ministries, departments, and agencies to put their services on electronically so that persons are able to access it. And once that is there, as Trina said, the link will be on this page so that persons will be able to access it even more easily than having to search for it using their other addresses. So that is where we are. We are happy with what we're doing. We continue to work with the ministries, departments, and agencies. We continue to train our staff so that we can imbue this. We are actually rolling out, Vaughan, a service excellence program. And in the service excellence program, this is part of customer service. We are providing you with better service. And in the service excellence program, we're working with our people, we're working with the systems, the structures, and also using the technology so that together we are providing best service. That is our purpose. We are trying to do better services, being better institutions, and creating better workforces.
All right, so you're hard at work trying to make things more efficient and more easier, making the ability to do business and interact with the government a lot easier and a lot more convenient for members of the public. And I just want people to appreciate that, because there's a lot of hard work that goes into this process, because, it's all too well, we know the cries, we've all heard them. Government for this, government move slow, this, that, and the third, and all of that. So I'm sure you've heard all of these things. And so when you hear that there's actual efforts, there's efforts and other things being made to make sure that persons, their criticisms are even their wants, their problems, their needs are addressed in a meaningful way, especially with use of technology and innovation and that kind of thing. I'm sure most persons can really appreciate all the work that's going on. But curiously enough, though, if persons have suggestions on things that they would have encountered throughout the public services, there way that can get into contact with the public sector transformation unit so that they can share their own ideas, share their thoughts, so that they can, make an impact and, maybe get our work and be a part of the process.
Certainly, we do allow for persons to contact us. We can be reached by our on cabinet.gov.jm, where you can provide us with feedback. You can send us our information there as well, and via our switchboard. And so there are many ways. I would hope, though, we can use this information as well, the platform as well, where we can provide feedback and provide more information as to how we can improve the service. We're currently trying to develop our feedback mechanisms so that we can have general information being shared generally around what we do as a government, and not only on gov.jm. But there is this space. You can also get us through our switchboard, and you can go to cabinet.gov.jm to access and to give us your suggestions as to how we can do business and how can we make your interaction with us better.
Let me just ask Trina to stop sharing so we can get back to your lovely faces for a while, and then we can kind of start to bring things down a little bit. No, all right. So I always believe the best way, the repetition is the most significant part of learning. All right. So we're just gonna go quickly again, just quickly just to move back through to the objective of. I'm gonna go quick fire with this thing. So once again, the objective of gov.jm.
Okay.
To Carly, Trina, sure.
Okay, all right. The main objective here is to make things easier and accessible and more efficient for our customers. In other words, improve the customer experience. We are definitely trying to make sure that your experience with government is not one of always being frustrated. If you are able to, a lot of the frustration comes from the time spent doing the transaction, as well as the time and the spent to get the information to carry out the transaction. We want to make sure that we reduce that and make it a more pleasant experience. And of course, now that with all the technology and everybody's on the internet, we think that reaching out to our clients and our customers via the internet using this portal is one of the easiest ways to get them to reduce that frustration. So this single point of entry is intended to do that. So you don't have to worry about, okay, what agency I have to go into again? What is that agency URL? And when you're on that page, you're searching and can't find the information and stuff. So we want to reduce that frustration. This is not something new to Jamaica, by the way. A lot of other countries have implemented this as well. I mean, we are like in the rankings, we need to improve on our rankings in terms of where we are with this. So we have a bit of work that we need to get done. But we're working assiduously getting that done right now, as Carleen has alluded to, and I've pointed out as well, to get these services online, because COVID has brought that to attention that we do have to get those services more online and stuff. But the intention, and as I've showed, is that you don't have that frustration and you know where that starting point is, gov.jm. You have gov.uk, for example, that's their starting point. You have gov.sg, that's Singapore's. And you have quite a few other things. So we kind of follow the format because for the other governments and stuff. And we're hoping that people are appreciating the direction in which we are going. And we'd love to have your feedback, as I mentioned, because that's how we know how to do the improvements. So Carly, if you want to add anything else onto that, Carly.
I just wanted to point out, Vaughn, that just so that we can manage the expectations, not all the services on gov.jm is going to be end-to-end. There are going to be some services that you can get parts of it online, but then you have to go into office to complete that process. What we're trying to do is to move from that, where you can do part processes, but to have all processes being done from end to end. So you stay home, you do your application, you receive whatever it is, your certifications. So, and that is your end-to-end services. For instance, if you were to look at even renewing your driver's license, you can submit your application online, but you have to go to TAJ to get your driver's license. So that is one of those processes that you're looking at to say, how can we make some of these end-to-end processes if the legislation allows it? Because there are some things there are some barriers that prevent us from getting services to the point that we would love to the public. The legislation does speak to you having to have hard copies of certain documents. And so that would prevent us from providing those services from end to end. So those are some of the things that we want to manage for persons who are using the service, that when you go on, we're providing information in the first instance, important information. And then second, if the transactions are available online, if the e-services are available, then you can also access those services and complete your transactions there.
Online, right, and that's to be expected. There will naturally be certain situations or certain transactions that require hard copies, or they require, you might even actually need to physically be in person to get it completed, so it won't necessarily always be end to end, but I'm sure some understanding will have to be given to you guys or to the website services for that. It's only to be expected. But I suppose the objective remains to move Jamaica further along the road towards digitization of its public services and making more and more and more things accessible online and electronically and so on. So naturally, it's going to be a journey. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. It's not going to be something that happens at the snap of a finger. But the work has begun. And as Trina mentioned, that more and more and more services will be migrated to the platform as time passes. And so it's only a matter of time before you will see everything happening. And you know what I mean? And I'm sure we can all appreciate that. It takes time, you know what I mean? And we can appreciate the work. And it's more just to commend you guys for taking the step and pressing forward with this kind of initiative, so that persons, as Trina mentioned, I can stay home, check my phone, make 2 scroll, press 2 button, and decide, you know what, I don't need to go all there. I don't need to get up, get dressed, find bus fare, take a long trip on a taxi or whatever, or drive in traffic or whatever the case may be, just to do a transaction that will take me 2 minutes. You know what I mean? I can just, with the click of a button or the scroll of my finger, I can make things happen, and I can get along with my day and get back to doing some other productive kind of activity. Yes. All right, so we're going to bring...
And I like the term you use, Vaughn, with the journey. That's exactly that journey.
Is a journey, and we're going to get there. So it's only a matter of time. And as we go, we're going to get better, we're going to get smarter, get better, faster, newer, more innovative technology to make things more interesting and so on, and more accessible and more efficient. So it's just it's a trot, but we're going to get there, and the work has begun. So, kudos to you again. So as we kind of move to bring things down, Carleen, I'm just going to wrap with you. I would just like you, in terms of going forward and the vision and the overall objectives that the public sector transformation and modernization unit has, you know what I mean? What persons can expect from you going forward, and directions that you're going to be moving, so persons can have a better appreciation of the work that you do and the objectives that you have set and what they will see coming from you going forward.
Well, Vaughn, the modernization, public sector modernization transformation division, and the program that we're rolling out, it speaks to us continuously having these conversations and continuously modernizing and transforming. And if we were to look at gov.jm, this is not where we stop. As you had said earlier, we're going to have new technologies, we're going to have new ways of doing things, and we're always going to be having to capacitate the government, the staff, everyone to be able to deliver the services in the way that people want to deliver. One of the things I know about customers, no matter how you provide the best services, you will always have to top that. There are always going to be need for more. And that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to meet the customers at their expectation. We have a number of projects that we're working on. We're trying to enable our business environment. We are working with, we have completed our work with the Companies Office of Jamaica. We have supported them. We are working with the Ministry of Local Government in putting out their portal, the Jamaica Development Applications portal, so persons can now submit development applications online. We're rolling out a RIM, Records Information and Management System, so that all of Jamaica, all of government information can be found, can be easily accessible, because we have a lot of paper, we have our big cabinets and files, and we're trying to make sure that we can access those services easily. There's so many other things, but one of the things that we're looking at is how do we strengthen our human resource through performance management, through holding us accountable, through building and upskilling our skills. So it's not about being whipping you into shape. It's about giving you the tools, one, helping you to deliver, and also holding you accountable. And so that is what we are doing. So our work is multi-pronged. It's not about technology only, but we also have to look at our business processes. How can we make this business function, not just for me, because there's a thing with when you're building out your process, this is what I want. It's not for me, it's for you. What Vaughn wants when Vaughn come to access a particular business. And so that is what we're doing. We're trying to change the mindset and to build also a new culture in how we treat with our customers. So we're trying to be more customer centric and citizen focused. So that when we are looking at improving our services, we're looking outwards and not inwards. And this is a continuous process. As I said earlier, it's not a silver bullet. Mm-hmm. We're not going to get from A to Z in an instant. It's going to be incremental steps of achieving our best service, getting us to Vision 2030. And I think that is basically it. I don't know if I've missed anything, Trina, but that is what our mantra is: providing service, the best service.
In the long run, service excellence and improving the customer experience.
And improving the customer experience.
And there you have it, people. Like I said to begin with, you know, it's all about the journey to make things go, make things change. Change is not something that, I mean, you know, oftentimes when change happens immediately, it's not lasting. And so it's important that when we proceed or we pursue change, that we do it in ways that's sustainable. And so we can see that through the public sector transformation and modernization unit, there's steps being taken to ensure that the change that we all want to see for Jamaica happens in a sustainable way. So that, you know, eventually the narrative will change about the public service, about persons saying, boy, no, it take too long, inefficient, slow, that kind of thing. These things need to change. And the effort is being made. As I said, there's a whole entire unit dedicated to it. But the work has to, it's slow going, but I guarantee that as it proceeds, as it moves, it's being done in a way that ensures that the change is lasting and impactful and will achieve the kind of the results that we all want for Jamaica, the public sector that we all want for Jamaica. So kudos to you ladies and the work that you're doing and the effort that you're making to ensure that we can all see the Jamaica we want, realize the Vision 2030 goal, and, you know, really be proud of our public sector. So kudos to you once again, you know what I mean, from us to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. And with that said, it's time for us to wrap. Thank you to everyone who tuned into our discussion, especially those of you who sent in your questions and your comments. Really, really appreciate those as always. And if you have a question and you didn't get to answer it or ask it, not to worry. We'll be going through afterwards and we'll be able to get the information you need to our guests or the relevant person so that we can get you informed, right? Now, remember, our audience plays a major part in our show. So if there's anyone in particular you'd like us to have in studio, let us know. We'll try to have that person in studio as soon as possible. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jamaica Information Service to see who will be in studio next. And while I'm at it, don't forget to check out gov.jm. And if while you're also at it, see if public sector transformation has any social media handles or social media information. Check that out too, so you can be aware of what's going on in your public service, because yes, they work and they serve you as well. So it's in your best interest to know what's going on with them. All right. Now, we do this every week live on Facebook. I've been your host, Vaughn Davis, and this has been Studio 58A Live. Thank you so much for joining us, and please have a wonderful day. Take care, and take care to both of you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Everybody stay safe.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having us. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, like on my insider side, I have 2 tone cry.